What is going on, guys? CBrev, aka Dissonance by Design. And if you haven't heard the big news today, Vernon Davis traded from the San Francisco 49ers to the Denver Broncos. Don't let my players there fool you. They're just my journey players. You know what I had to do? I had to bring you some Denver Broncos gameplay with Vernon Davis wearing that blue and orange. Um, Pretty much decided to run an exclusive Broncos offense, even though this is Madden Ultimate Team. So we got Peyton, Demarius, Emmanuel Sanders, and Vernon Davis, of course, in there, as well as we tried out Team of the Week C.J. Anderson. He is just about as bad as he looks on paper. You can pretty much do what he does with anyone in the game, but he does get some work in this gameplay here. This trade is kind of crazy. Especially when you consider the Broncos really didn't give up hardly anything to get him. The 49ers gave up Vernon Davis and a 7th round pick this coming draft, and the Broncos gave up a 7th round pick. Oh, no, I said that backwards. 49ers gave up Vernon Davis and a 7th round pick this year. Broncos gave up 2 6th round picks over the next 2 years. So essentially the 49ers get an upgrade to 1 round next year and get a free pick the year after. Not really much for Vernon Davis. It's funny because Chris Collinsworth was just talking about on Sunday Night Football last night how the tight ends need to get more involved. There you see Vernon Davis' first touchdown as a Bronco. Nice little back foot dot from Peyton there. The worst part about that trade, I think, is that Owen Daniels really was doing fine for them at tight end. I think I've watched most of the Bronco games because I live in Colorado. Owen Daniels seemed fine, but what this can allow them to do, the Broncos really haven't had a solid option at as a third wide receiver besides Demarius and Emmanuel Sanders, of course. But I think you're going to see Vernon Davis split out wide a lot more like I have him in this gameplay, with Owen Daniels in there as well. They're definitely going to try to use him in that Julius Thomas role. And look at this, man. Throw off our back foot for no reason, and we put this guy right back in the game. Vernon Davis also gets his first tackle as a Bronco here. Not exactly what the stat we wanted when we went into this game, but what can you do? But yeah, they're definitely going to try to put him in the Julius Thomas role, I feel like, even though it's a different offense now. The main problem with the Broncos offense this year, what people don't realize, is that it was damn near impossible for them to score a touchdown in the red zone. They just could not move the ball once the field was shortened for the defense. And having Vernon Davis in the red zone, we get absolutely schooled there. Jesus Christ on that spin move. I need to put my controller down after that one. A little embarrassed. But yeah, now that they have Vernon Davis, I think you're going to see a lot more in the red zone. They're going to split him out wide, have him run a slant or a fade, mix it up, a lot like what they did with Julius Thomas when he was here. Not to mention, Vernon Davis really isn't that bad of a run blocker, so maybe it'll help their run game a little bit. Even despite that showing last night against the Packers, I still feel like their run game is not great. The Packers were really injured on defense last night, not to take anything away from Denver. But that Broncos offensive line is still really sketchy. I don't expect them to run the ball effectively at all this year against good teams. Not that the Packers aren't good, but like I said, they're pretty injured. But overall, a pretty solid pickup for the Broncos. The main thing to watch, I would say, would be how quickly he can get acclimated with the offensive scheme. It's not like baseball where midseason trades are huge and players can just come right in and do what they were doing before, kind of like David Price this year for the Toronto Blue Jays. It's a hell of a lot different in football because you got to learn an entire new playbook. As we throw another dot there, look at this block C.J. Anderson throws out there. Jeez, he's just holding that cornerback for days. And here we get Vernon, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Just absolutely beast mode on the field for the Broncos. Definitely going to be a good acquisition for him. But yeah, it's hard for a guy to switch teams mid-season. especially when the 49ers and the Broncos schemes are so different, and trying to get acclimated with the offense really fast. So we'll see how quickly they can get him involved in the offense. A lot of people are talking about him as a hot option in fantasy. Obviously, because Peyton Manning has that reputation of loving his tight ends, going all the way back to Dallas Clark and Jacob Tamme, all the way to Julius Thomas. I don't know that he's going to be that big of a threat in fantasy just because their offense in general has regressed a lot. But the upside there is definitely the red zone targets that he's most certainly going to get. So if you guys enjoyed the video, Vernon Davis just going absolute beast mode, 3 touchdowns in his first Bronco game. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.